Yeah, John. Good to see everybody. Let's see who makes it today. Right. Hey, let's get started. How about we start by heavy elbows and I'm rolling the wrists in, rolling the wrists in. And how can I just really just lean into the ground? My hands are moving as I lean into the ground, and leaning into the ground raises my hand, leaning into the ground. So I've got to let go of my structure to let the ground do the work. Okay? Let the ground do the work. Rolling the wrists in. Instead of pulling my hand up from my shoulder, I'm doing it from the ground. I naturally have to stack my body to really do that. Rolling the wrists in, really simple, and then rolling out, rolling out. And I'm keeping my elbows heavy. And I can feel if I start to get too army here, then I'm giving it to the ground, giving it to the ground. Great, great, great. How about our hip circles? Nice hip circles. My head is staying in about the same spot. I like to put my hands on my lower back just to support my lower back and then going the other way. And again, can I just move from the ground? There's the ground. I'm leaning into the ground to move. So that reveals to me in my structure where I'm gripping from above. Like, why am I gripping in my back or my neck? I don't need that, but for some reason my structure thinks it needs that. So I'm showing it that it doesn't through the movement. then how about coming up a little bit, maybe up to the just the belly button, and I'm taking that area of my spine around in a nice circle. So I want to make sure this area of my spine, of my body is moving in a circle. So maybe I have to pull my pelvis in the opposite direction a little bit to make this happen. And what'll happen is I'll be doing this and I see people, they think they're moving, but they're not. But you really want to try to move that. I put my hand there to make sure it's actually moving through.
Corey, could you face the camera doing this? I can't quite see you on the side.
Is that okay? So I just want to make sure this area is moving and then changing direction. And again, we'll be in retreats and I just see people and they imagine they're moving, but they're not. So I really want to try to get that moving. And then let's go up to like the solar plexus and really make sure that's moving. People are pretty locked up here. So can I get it moving? And again, I'm giving myself to the ground here. And I'm using the ground to lean into that to move. So again, I'm making a nice circle here, making sure I'm actually uh, articulating that part of the body. Maybe it's a little bit unknown, so I'm learning to articulate there where I'm a little fuzzy and then change in direction. It, yeah, and so maybe I've got to move, again, my pelvis or something else in an opposite direction to make this work. And then how about up to, say, the collarbone? I don't really want to move that area. Just the spine there. Is it mobile? Can I actually move it, or is it kind of lost? It can be like, well, I can feel my spine there, and then it's gone, and then I move up to my head or my neck. But could I, oh, I can start to get in there. I can start to feel that, articulate that, and changing direction. Great. And then how about just moving up? How about we do the forehead? So I'm really reaching out here, and then I'm coming around and I'm pulling back. So I'm reaching out and coming back. And you can see that my lower body is moving somewhat opposing the movement. So I'm making my whole spine be fluid through this movement. It's like, we have this lizard spine. We have this, you watch this, lizard move, it's the whole spine's articulating. Change in direction. This is partly some of Simon Tucker's stuff, buddy of mine down in Australia, super smart guy. Great, great. And then from the ground, again, I'm leaning into the ground and I'm sitting down and then I'm going to roll my shoulders forward from the ground, using the ground and rolling the shoulders forward. spinal waves, using the ground like a wall to roll the shoulders forward. And then rolling back. So I'm not doing anything with my arms here. Great. And then how about our big windmill? So my palms are pressing up here, and I'm going around and down. And changing direction when you're ready. Great. Great. All right, looking at our time here. Let's move into the ZZ, the Jumjong. See if we have any surprises here. Looks okay. Sometimes a new person will show up and then I kind of gotta change it up here. Shoulder width with the feet. Sinking through the quad. Soft through the quad. Sinking through the quad. Lower back is full, tailbones straight down. So I'm not arching and I'm not shifting forward. Finding the bubbling well, stacking my legs. And we're starting to blow up like a balloon here. Upper body's buoyant. The pelvic floor is dynamic. Feeling the tendon. The arms are buoyant. Tongue's on the roof of the mouth. Eyes are open and soft. And it's more important to absorb into the energy than to have the posture perfect. Good. Okay. After our little warm up here, I was thinking we'd move into just pushing it a little bit here. So sinking straight down, I can still see my toes. And then I'm bringing my hands up like I'm pushing a ball away. I'm pushing it slightly out and up. So it's not just up. It's not like way up here. Okay, it's not way up here. It's not that high. And I'm slightly pushing it out and up. Okay, if I'm overextending, then I'm coming from my arm and my upper back. So I don't want to do that. I want to. It's simple. Don't overextend. I'm a little bit more on my heels here. And if you're a beginner, if you can't, this is like a challenging posture, you can start in hugging the tree. That's okay. Pushing the ball away. I'm a little bit more on my heels on this posture because I'm slightly pushing that ball away, but I'm still very much in the bubbling well. And any extremes in my posture, I'm softening all extremes here. We're going to go 10 minutes in this posture today. So I'll announce around 5 minutes. Should be a little bit challenging. If it's not a little bit challenging, you got to sink just a little bit more. Make sure your feet are under you. The top of the head is shining up, the lower body's sinking, releasing the pelvis. Could I do less, less, less? Could I release more and more and more? It's about that's about 5 minutes. Let's do five more. So this is challenging, should be a little bit challenging. All these postures, hugging the tree, pushing the ball away, standing in the river, holding the ball in front. We want to build those all up so that we can stand in each of them for 20 minutes. Tongue on the roof of the mouth. Where there's a door, could that door open? Where there's a blockage, where you hit a wall, is that wall, is it able to open in some way? Could I creatively, oh, see, oh, it's trying to open. It's not about standing here and toughing it out. It's about, can I be here and see how the body is trying to organize internally to release, to find harmony. Like my patterns in gravity don't work, so I'm here letting my body find better stability, better patterns, more efficiency in space. And somehow the body starts to open up, the energy starts to open up in that. The tendon is given a chance to kind of take over and blossom. One more minute. I do think it's worth, after you've been doing this a while, sitting through uncomfortable, standing through uncomfortable aspects at times, for sure. We're not looking for sharp pain or anything like that, not looking for injury, but you'll start to see, oh, I could stand here. It's not fun, but I can see that it's helpful. So I think so many of us are just ready to leap away when something gets a little uncomfortable. Good, good, and coming down. Shake off if you need to. Shake off if you need to, no problem. Please stay with us. Please don't run away during class. Sinking, standing in the river. Standing in the river. Do I feel supported in gravity here, or does my structure feel like it's fighting gravity? And could I, within the posture, find a way to reconcile that battle? Like, oh, if I'm creative here, I see my structure would rather rather open through here, and then it would have ease. It's like that, like, oh, the pelvis found, I got under my pelvis here. I finally felt supported from the ground. You want your arms out, not so much out that the shoulder protests, but not like kind of like elbows on the body. So there again, there's this place. Ah, that's interesting. The whole system, kind of like the lights turn on. I'm not saying it's necessarily perfect or fun, but it's, oh, I can see that that helps me. I can work there. Is there a kind of neutral, alive neutral here that I could, when I touch it, everything wakes up, everything shines. So what is that? What is that sweet spot? Like, I can't describe it, but I somehow my system starts to know that. And that I learn to touch it. Each time I practice, I learn to touch that. I learn to let that wake up. So for me, every day I had to go see the teacher, and every day could I connect? Could I touch that? And I had to, so I learned to find it every day, every day. It's impossible, but there I can find it every day. So we can treat our practice like that, like it's this opportunity to touch that. Let's do one more minute. Good. Coming back. Coming back. Let's let Wuji kind of reboot for a second. It may feel like, oh, my system, my whole body is reorganizing in space. I hope it does. Like, oh, that's what happens when I let go into the energy a bit. I let the energy take over, my structure follows. My structure's filled by the energy. I want to just crank a little bit more here, coming up to hugging the tree. And then let's, just for fun, let's go on to one leg. So I'm really supported by this one leg. My left leg is empty, pretty much. And I'm just on that one leg. So you don't want to lean that knee away from the foot. Keep the knee nice and supported, releasing the pelvis. Notice how the one leg posture, I don't think it's harder, it's kind of more direct. Check out your hands, make sure they're not too close or too far apart. This is what I see often in people. Their hands are too far apart or they're too close. So there's a sweet spot there. You want your hands to look alive. So if they look, dead hands, they're let them be filled up. If it's too much, you can go back to Wuji or you can go back to double weighted. That's okay. And the other side. Again, I'm really empty in this leg here. And I'm sitting down on that. Sitting down on that. Keeping the lower back nice and full. Make sure your hands are at your height, your heart. Bring them up, maybe Alec, maybe Miro, maybe hands slightly further apart. I can't tell Anansi if your hands are too high. They look, it might be the camera angle. Make sure they're by your heart. Make sure you're in your legs. We're in our legs. This is leg work. It's hard with the current camera angle at times because people look like they're like this. And we want to make sure they're at your heart. So make sure they're at your heart. Work on getting your camera a little bit more straight ahead can be really helpful. Don't worry about it right now. Don't worry about it right now. Next time, next class. About a minute left here. What do I do when I'm uncomfortable? Do I check out? Am I like buying groceries right now? Am I, you know, where did I go? Yeah. If you're not a little uncomfortable, I'd be curious about that. Should be a little bit uncomfortable here. Good, good. And coming down, shake off if you need to. Let's do one more. Holding the ball in front of the belly. So with this one, I think the elbows are slightly out. This should show us that having the elbows slightly out, we have to release the shoulders. And then my fingertips are pointing down a little bit, and I'm really in my legs here. We're full and taut. This is really important kind of feeling here, like we're full and taut, like a balloon being blown up. So this feeling of full and tautness will start to come through as the tendon, as the energy starts to fill up. And as we do that, we've got this currency we're able to work with. We're not really like, it's my joke, we're not good at gambling, but we got currency. We start to, there's some energy there. There's something happening here. I can work with it. Once people start to feel that, then their practice takes a different direction. Great. right? Let's take three big movements, gathering down to the lower dantian. Good, up, good. Take your time. Some people go a little too fast, some people go a little too slow, and often I'll go a little faster in this, but I would just note for ourselves, are we going too fast? And if I go way too slow, I'm kind of that'll be another checkout that'll happen for us if I'm going too slow with the movements. I wanted to change it up today, so I'm I'm going to go down to the floor and I'm going to sit on my knees called Seiza. And however you need to be on the floor, I want to just change it up today. I want to just be on the floor and I want to give us a few minutes of non-directed on the floor. So don't go into your normal patterns of when I meditate, I go into these things, I go into this current of meditation. Instead, let's kind of question all that. What's really happening here for me? What's my body telling me? What's really happening here? I'm just I'm just in a different position. Don't control the breath. Don't try to control the energy. Just what's happening for about 10 minutes here. What's really happening if I'm honest in space here? What's my body telling me? What's the energy telling me? What's it showing me? Maybe I don't even understand it, but I'm just being honest. what's happening right now, just this, not something else, just this. We're just in a different posture, that's all. What's trying to happen now? Great, great. Maybe I'll just do a little rubbing down here, rubbing the hands together and rubbing down the body. Get the kidneys for sure. Great, great, great. I'm gonna give a little bow. Thank you so much. Questions, observations coming into on the floor? How was that? Was it helpful? Was it interesting? Was it challenging? Did it change your normal way of sitting?
So long as I ever sat Seiza before, like not on a like on just on my knees and like feet. That was interesting. Challenging.
Yeah, that's a challenging one if you've never done that before. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Actually, I had another question. You mentioned getting to 20 minutes in each of the ZZ positions. Should we be practice well, I guess should we is the wrong phrase, but like let's say as we get cooking during the immersion, do you think it would be good to practice all of the movements like regularly?
I do think so. And it depends on, what people are doing here. Some people, this is it's like their fifth practice they're doing, you know what I mean? Kind of thing. It's like okay, they're squeezing in their half hour of practice and that's all they got. And that's a certain animal here, and then there are some people who are, they're spending hours a day on this stuff um and I think if you can, yes, spending time in the postures is really super, super beneficial and not just fitting it in here and there. Um, I think the saturated time is really helpful. So yeah, I would spend extra time if that's what, if you're giving time to this immersion, which I recommend, So yeah. Um, and so like, you know, 20 minutes, 20 minutes. 20 minutes, 20 minutes. And you don't necessarily have to do them, you know, you don't have to do them all right after each other, but you could you could have one period be where I'm doing some things and then I'm going to make sure in that posture for that practice time, I'm going to spend 20 minutes in that. And that might take a long time to get there. So it could take 2 years to be able to do this for 20 minutes. And that's good. Take time if you need to. And if you're progressing, if you do 5 minutes and 5 minutes is your limit, then eventually you'll get to 5.5 minutes and eventually you get to 6 minutes. But over time, we're going to get where we can go up to 20 minutes in these postures. And that'll be a big, big thing for people. It'll really change their bodies, change the energy. Um, so yeah, I think eventually working up to that, where we're doing the all those basic postures for up to 20 minutes is a really great goal. Yeah. And it's hard, should be hard. If it's not hard, some people say, well, I could do this forever. You got to sit down and it's going to get ugly, you know? So, yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense.
Makes total sense. Thank you.
Okay, cool. I might have missed something. People can correct me if I'm missing something.
I really appreciated the warm up, the spinal stuff. You mentioned the Australian guy. I'm a little curious. Like I feel like my that part of me has not been invited to the party yet. And like it really felt, and it's felt to me like I just I know that is what there's tension there, and I just can't really. It was helpful to just use this doorway thing. Like, is there a door there? Can it creak open a little bit? I think
Yeah.
that was helpful, and I've been kind of just trying to wait on that and just be open to that. Forcing certainly doesn't ever feel like the right thing, but at the same time, this, really trying to feel into the range of motion there and how does that, it feels like looking at it more directly with that kind of direct approach helped me for sure to feel like I'm even just welcoming that part in.
Totally. I hear you. I hear you. You know, and I like to change it up where I like to say, we're gonna get really physical and we're gonna feel into that. And then I want to throw people into, out of that into the ocean and then see, well, what's showing up when we don't do that. So I like to play with both structured and unstructured. But yeah, I think it's totally helpful. Totally. I totally know what you mean. And same. Yeah. Anybody else throw something out there?
I just want to say that I really appreciated doing the sitting meditation after a lot of standing because I suddenly had a moment where it was like, I'm drifting a little bit, which doesn't happen in the standing meditation. And then I kind of came back and it was like I felt like my lower body still. And it felt nice, like there's like more embodied presence while sitting, which is just like very satisfying. It was like something I could tune into while sitting. So I think I'm gonna continue to do more of that, like only sit after I've been standing. Um, yeah, I think there's like a lot there for me.
Cool. Cool. Yeah. Cool. Great. Great. I used to do the the Jamjong like every day, and then we would go sit at 5. So I do it like a 4, something like that, 4 o'clock Jamjong with my friend Daiko, and then we grab a rice ball or something and run to the Zendo and sit at 5, and then then everything was going then. Everything was moving then. So instead of like sitting down and then getting things moving, it was already things were already there was already this inner motion, inner motility going. And so then I could just kind of so it changed my zazen, my seated zazen so much. It was so helpful for that. Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Let's see. Yeah, let's keep the rooms going on the Discord. If you haven't figured that out yet, ask for help. They know it can be a little bit of a learning curve, the Discord. So don't be shy if you need some help on that. And then yeah, doing the rooms, they're just wonderful. And there gets to be this rhythm where it's they're very helpful. And I think discussion on the Discord is good and helpful. Yeah. And let's see, no class tomorrow, but I'll be in probably a bunch of rooms, honestly. So see you there. See you there and let us know what you need. And we'll try to work on it. Okay. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. See ya. Thank you.